these notes. All right, y'all ready for more brain overload? I'm gonna try to keep this really simple because we've had some great nuggets already before us. One thing that I would love for leaders to ask of themselves is, am I doing the things I do out of ambition, or do I believe it's my assignment? Am I doing the things that I'm doing out of ambition, or do I believe it's my assignment? Because they can look alike sometimes, but they are very different. And if you come to conferences and you're trying to figure out how I or my team or my church can be better than another team or another church, you probably are driven by ambition. If you come and you're thinking about all the things you're doing well, and we would have this if we just had this, and so they have that because they had this, and everything becomes an excuse as to why you're not fully living what God's called you to do. You might be doing it out of ambition and not assignment. And if you're not willing to share the calling and invite other people and make sure that they're being utilized and they're walking in their purpose, and you're as concerned about them walking in their purpose as you are about your ministry growing, then you might be doing it out of ambition and not assignment. And the difference is the assignment does not always feel good. The assignment doesn't always make sense. The assignment is not always funded in the right timeline. And the assignment doesn't always follow the perfect org chart and the perfect system, but the assignment is what keeps you up at night. The assignment is the thing that you do before you know what the honorarium is. The assignment is the thing you say yes to when no one asks you to do it. When everybody is sick at home and you're sick too and you're tired, but you cannot get it out of your mind. When everything you see on TV and hear on the radio and every conversation you have, you're trying to figure out, how can I make my assignment better? That's the thing that lives in your heart that nobody has to get you excited for on Sunday morning. So no one has to pump you and prod you and give you cliche phrases to make you want to do your assignment. And my fear is that you can walk away with so much good information and it will fuel your ambition and you will be far from your assignment. The truth is, very few of us are assigned to be number one. If you have 1,000 people in a company, how many CEOs do you have? You don't need 1,200 people called to be CEO. You don't need everybody needing to be the director and the executive and have the parking spot and the label and the title and the badge. Listen, your assignment is not about glamour. It's about how God is going to best use you based on the story He's crafted for you. So as you're taking all of this information, ask yourself, God, what are my ambitions? Because they will get the best of me. And here's the problem. He will, in His grace, allow you to achieve your ambitions. And you will have missed your assignment. Because sometimes God backs off and just lets you figure it out for a minute. And so I want us to be assignment-driven leaders who are always asking the question, is humility ruling my decision? Am I okay letting this thing go? Is it my identity? Because if it is, then it's probably my ambition. Because the identity is found in Jehovah and Jehovah alone, not in the thing that He's called you to do. Do I get offended when my title changes? When my influence shifts? When my responsibility gets taken away? Does that hurt my feelings? Because feelings lead to ambition. It's faith that undergirds assignment. And so it doesn't matter how you feel on any given day. When you're called to do it, this is the thing that compels you. And so you have to be driven by assignment, because everybody else under you will be driven by what you're driven by. And when you set ambitious goals, you're going to create ambitious teams. And you're going to have an ambitious church and an ambitious ministry. You're going to wonder why the community is not being changed. Our ministry is not growing. It looks the same as it did 5 years ago, because everybody is getting their ambitious needs met and assignments are being left undone. So if you measure a good service or a good weekend by how you felt, you might be driven by and not. If you measure a great worship service by the number of vocal runs that the artist did, you might be driven by and not. Because sometimes Sometimes God takes the mediocre person and puts them on this platform with assignment in their heart, and they create an experience you couldn't pay for if you had all the money in the world. You got to be driven by assignment. This is the thing that God has called you to do. Not only has he called you to do it, he's crafted you to do it. So every failure that you're trying to run away from fuels the assignment. Every story in your past that you're trying to gloss over and you're trying to tell your testimony in a way that's appealing, you're minimizing the assignment. He said, all your mistakes, they're for my ministry. Every success is for your calling. See, because the assignment is the collective of all that God has done in you and through you. See, Paul was assigned when he was still killing Christians. It's just that he was being led by ambition. And so once he realized that there was an assignment on his life, God said, I'm not trying to change who you are. I'm not trying to make you quiet. I'm not trying to make you kind and polite. You're still going to be directional. You're still going to step on toes, but you're going to do it for my glory and not yours. Because he's driven by assignment. That's what it means. Let me tell you something. I had an experience that changed my life because I was that girl that was driven by ambition. And I had the checklist of the degrees that I needed and the income that I needed to achieve. And I remember finding myself at the end of a college course. And this was in my major. It was my sweet spot. You know, I was helping the professor get this thing together because I already knew this. I came to college to get the paper, but I already knew. So I came in with my work done and I gave my presentation and it was amazing and lives were changed in that marketing class. And we got our final grade and he assessed us and we didn't get our grades until a month later after the class was over because it was the end of the class. And when I tell you, I got the presentation back. I got a standing ovation, y'all. They love this thing. And when I got the presentation back, knowing that my A was secure and my GPA was safe, let me tell you what my professor said. Presentation, amazing. Communication ability, outstanding. The visuals that you used were life-changing. But Jada, this wasn't your assignment. What I asked you to do was explain one subject. And just because you explained the other subject well, don't make it the right subject. So you can be doing the wrong thing with excellence. And God has called you to do the one thing with faith. You can do the wrong thing well, and people will stand and clap and fill your room, and one day you might come face to face with God and he will say, communication, great. Worship, amazing. Offering, it kept increasing. Your visuals, your lighting, your AV, but guess what? It was the wrong assignment. Come on, give him glory. Come on. Come on now. Somebody needs to know it's all right to say no to the promotion if it's not leading to your purpose. It's okay to say no to the pay raise and all the travel. It's going to take you away from the thing God's called you to do. It's okay to say yes to the assignment that's behind the scenes that nobody sees. You won't get a hand clap for it, but God just might say, well done. And isn't that better to have applause forever than applause today? Hallelujah.